What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode here on Full Throttle. My name is Charlie, and today I'm going to do something to my car that's going to make it a little bit more comfortable to drive. So about a week ago my AC went out on my car and I didn't know why. I replaced a couple of O-rings on one of the AC lines and then went to the AC shop to get it recharged. Well, when they were doing the leak down test to see if there was any leaks in my system, it showed there was a leak. So what we did is we put a little bit of Freon into the system, and I found the leak pretty quickly. And then right after I found the leak, I was like, shit. So I went to the dealership, actually bought a brand new high pressure AC line, which I thought was gonna cost like 200 bucks, and it actually only came out to be about $120. So that was pretty good. And this is the line I've got right behind me. So this is the high pressure line. It's the biggest line, I'd say. And I just sold one of these on my eBay, which sucks, but it's alright. I sold it for almost as much as the brand new one was. I sold it for about $80, and this one was about $120. So this is the part number for this line here, if any of you guys need it. And so right now I've got the fan running on my car so I can start taking everything apart. So basically it looks like I'm gonna have to take out the intake, and after I take out the intake I'm gonna have to drop the cover for the battery, not the battery, the brake lid, and the cover for that compartment. And then I'm gonna have to take off the windshield wipers and the cowl on this side, which means I'm probably gonna have to take the cowl off on that side. And then I'm going to figure out exactly how this is routed, any 10 millimeters with any brackets, and yeah, figure it out. So however I figure it out, you guys will see exactly how to do it or how not to do it. So alright, I'm gonna let the engine cool down a little bit and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, so what I'm gonna start doing is I'm going to take out all these clips here, back here. There's usually a clip right here as well. I'm gonna pull this whole cover off. You have to pull this piece off right here, and then I'm going to start disconnecting these windshield wipers. And there's a couple of 10 millimeters on here somewhere. There's one right here, and then there's another one over here. And I'm gonna start taking all that apart. That way I can get access to the firewall and see how difficult it's gonna be to pop this line off, because usually disconnecting it from the firewall is the most difficult one because it's such little space. But I'm gonna put the camera down and I'm gonna start taking all this apart. So now it looks like I have two 14s. I'm gonna double check the size, but it looks like we've got two 14s for the windshield wipers. All right, so now I'm gonna take off this cowl here. Hopefully I don't have to take that one off. So, I've got some lines here. I am gonna have to remove that other cowl over there, it looks like. Alright, so now I'm taking off this side. I've got a couple of clips over here just like the other side, and I don't think I have any 10 millimeters. I think this one just pops pretty much straight up. So I've got a clip up here, and I've got a couple more back here this direction. Alright, and now this gives us access to these AC lines back here. So, let's see if I can, there they are right there. The one I'm looking for is the smaller one, so it's this one right back here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this camera up, try to show you guys as best I can, and I'll probably show you guys on the front a better way, or a better view. And then, yeah, so I'm going to start taking out my intake and then get to the line. And now I've got a tube down here on the bottom that's always a pain to get to. Just it's like a PCV hose that goes from the driver's side valve cover to the intake. I'm gonna take that off. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have to take a 10 millimeter out here, pop it out from here, which, be careful with these clips. You're supposed to use a screwdriver. I'll show you right now because you'll break them off. So first of all, we've got down here, I'm going to disconnect this 10 just to get it out of the way and give me space to get to this skinnier line here. And then I'm going to pop it out from here and then move my way up and disconnect these 10s over here for the low pressure line that goes to the AC compressor. I'm not gonna disconnect the AC compressor or anything like that. And then I'm going to work around all these clips, and then yeah, so I'm gonna get the tool that I need to disconnect it from here, and I'll show you guys how to do that. All right, so this is the little tool that I use. You can get them at AutoZone or something like that. They're called AC and fuel line quick disconnect tools. So they're just little plastic discs. They come in a whole bunch of different sizes, and this is the one I'm going to use to separate this. So all you do is you press it around the line like that. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm saying. Yeah. So you press it around the line like that, and then you press it in here, and you just wiggle it around. You twist it a couple of times, and then you can just pull this line off. Be careful, because you don't want to, well, I mean, I guess this one doesn't really matter because it's getting replaced anyways, but then what you do is you just pop it off. Sometimes it's easier said than done. There we go. So then that one's out right there, and you can take your tool back off, and you're not going to need it for this part anymore. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this 10, and I'm going to start popping these clips out down here that hold this line in place. And I can see exactly where this is leaking from right here. It actually got worn through. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's probably from coming into contact with my intake. So you can see right here, this little spot right here, it's coming into contact with either my intake or something else. I'm guessing it's from my intake. So when I put my intake back on here, I'm going to make sure that this line is bent down and out of the way. And you don't want to kink this line, because that's going to put a hole in it too. But I'm going to bend it out of the way so it doesn't come into contact with anything anymore. Start taking these clips here, and this 10mm here. There's a clip here. There's a 10mm here actually that I'm going to remove, because you're going to have to move this line up and out of the way. And then I'm going to follow it back to the back, pop off the clips from there, and then use this little tool that I was talking about, and pop it off from the firewall and install the new line. Basically, I took the 10mm out from here. I took the 10mm out from up here for this for the low pressure line, and then the low pressure line over here, and that goes to the compressor, and this one also goes to the compressor. And I don't know if I showed you guys before, but this is where it was worn through. And so basically I popped the clip off down here for the high pressure line and disconnected it over here, popped it out from right here, and then I pulled this up, popped it out of that clip back there. And then now both of these lines are pretty much loose. I can pop this line out right here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that little quick disconnect tool, and I'm going to set up the camera and show you guys over here. So now I'm going to use this little quick disconnect tool just like I did over there. Push it in here. Hopefully this is the part that's usually pain. I might actually have to move this camera because I'm going to have to get to over here. But you guys see the process. It's basically you just press this little tool in here, and then you just pop the line off. There we go. And there's the old one. Now it's time to put the new one in. Alright, so here's the new one. It comes with these little pieces on here. I'm going to snip the tip of this off so I can pull it off, but I want to be able to, actually I might be able to just bend it out of the way and then slide it back here. So I'm going to try to go in the exact reverse that I did for taking it out. And I'm just going to slide it down here like this. Place it down here. And now I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get this, because it has to go underneath of here. walk around the other side and press in the fitting on this side, and you want to press it in and you want to hear that snap. It's going to make a snap sound. And that's just the spring on the inside of the AC line engaging and snapping around the fitting. There we go. And it's snapped in place. Okay, there it goes. Now I'm gonna make sure that all of these are snapped into place good. Where's my screwdriver actually? Alright guys, so these are all the tools I used today. I used a 1/2 inch quick disconnect fitting, a flathead screwdriver, a socket wrench, a 14mm, a 10mm with an extension, and this impact gun. Really a pretty simple job. You don't need to lift the car up. You can have the car on the ground when you do it. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave this stuff off because I want to clean everything that was taken off over here before I put it back on. It just makes it easier cleaning everything while it's off the car. So I'm gonna leave it off until tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to put everything back together. But yeah, so everything goes back together just the way you took it off. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button if it helped you out at all, and consider subscribing. I've got a lot of stuff to come. If you need any parts for 350Zs, G35s, G37s, and 300ZXs, be sure to hit my eBay store. It's right down in the description. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. I'd be happy to help, and I'll see you guys in the next video.